Welcome back to Fox 43 AM Live this morning.
My tour of Manhattan makes a stop at Good Shepherd Home Care and Hospice. I got the chance to learn about the place and dispel some misconceptions of what hospice really is. Take a look. Tell us about Good Shepherd now. What's all going on here?
So Good Shepherd Home Care and Hospice is kind of both an organization and a place. So we go out into the private homes and provide care in the home setting. And then we also have the Good Shepherd Hospice House, which is a 12-patient inpatient hospice facility for people who need supportive end-of-life care but are not able to stay in their own homes to receive their services.
That's wonderful. So a little versatility there to how to take care of people. That's great. And I understand that you're celebrating, what, 45 years now?
We are. We are coming up on 45 years of caring for our community. Obviously, we started with care in the home. That's kind of how this organization was established, going into homes, assisted living centers, and nursing homes, providing care there. And then just over 13 years ago, we built the hospice house and opened up 12 beds that we can offer as an alternative and option, again, to those who cannot remain in their own home for services.
That's great. 45 years is not something to, balk at. What's the secret right there? Is it just I guess, is customer service the proper word for you? Just the care for the community that you have?
It's the care for the community. I think it's the relationship and the trust that we have built with the community over those 45 years. Being in business that long, we've now seen a number of families that we've cared for, multiple individuals in their families, and I think it is because of that trust that people call on us again when those care needs come up, that they know that we'll take care of them. We'll take care of their loved one, and again, it's just that long-standing commitment to the community. Also,
kind of talking about, hospice, it's kind of, that's got a lot of bad connotations to it at this point in time. But we have things going on in the world. Jimmy Carter was recently admitted into a hospice, and he's been going, 3 months now, I think?
Yes.
So can you speak on the kind of the misconceptions that people have on hospice? I know people are expecting one certain thing, but what really is it?
Right. Hospice is the word, obviously, no one wants to hear, no one wants to talk about, no one wants to bring up. But the thing I think people forget about hospice is hospice really can be the something more. When you're faced in a situation where maybe you don't have more treatment options, more curative options, but there's still more that can be done. More care, more comfort, more quality of life. And yes, President Carter presents a great instance for everybody to kind of track and follow, because a lot of people hear the word hospice and think that we're talking about last days, last hours of life. When in reality, hospice was designed to be for care for at least the last 6 months of someone's life. So President Carter's doing it right. His family's doing it right. They're establishing care early enough when his nurses, his aides, his care providers can get to know him, what's important to him, what's important to his quality of life. And it's just as much care and support for the family as well. When you're faced with losing someone you love, that's a level of spiritual support and emotional support and care for those friends and families, just as much for the physical care of the patient themselves.
It's not so much the last days of your life, but the last chapter of your life.
Exactly. And how long that chapter lasts can be very different. We do have individuals we've cared for at the hospice house for just the last few days of their life. And then we've had one client who, our longest staying client here, was with us for 334 days. That's how long her chapter lasted. And so it's just getting people to think a little bit differently about really what hospice does mean, the intention behind hospice care, and again, the full realm of support it can offer not only to that individual in their final chapter, but everyone around them who loves them and is looking at transitioning through the end of life with them.
And if someone wants to learn more, how can they get in touch with you guys?
So it's very easy. We have a website you can go on just to learn a little bit more about hospice in general, or the levels of care that we provide, and that's just goodshepherdhh.org. Or people are welcome to call in anytime and just call our office and just have a conversation. A lot of people have common misconceptions. So, well, we're talking about hospice, but if we elect hospice care, doesn't that mean we have to give up all of our meds? Doesn't that mean we can't do this? Doesn't that mean we can't do that? And it oftentimes, when we can just sit down and have a conversation with families, they learn that a lot of those myths and misconceptions just aren't true.
Certainly a lot to unravel there with all the misconceptions, and it's wonderful that you guys are here to answer those questions and to really to provide comfort for people in their last chapter of life, because it's definitely a scary moment for a lot of us.
It can be. It can be intimidating. It can be scary. It can be emotional. There's so many range of emotions that both the patient and their loved ones are going through. But the great thing about our hospice team is we have nurses, we have aides, we have chaplain, we have social work. We have so many different team members whose skills and expertise can meet all of those needs where they are, who can help calm some of those fears and anxieties. And again, the ultimate goal is the highest dignity and quality of life of our patients and the best memories for the family and friends who will live on.
Fantastic. Christina, what was that website one more time?
It's GoodShepardHH.org.
There we go, GoodShepardHH.org. Christina, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you very much.